For well over 70 years, the Corvette has been America's one and only sports car. But let's be honest, not all Vettes are created equal. Some were built for lazy Sunday cruising, and some were built to hunt Porsches and Ferraris on the world's toughest tracks. Today, we are creating the definitive list of the most formidable, factory-built, track-worthy Corvettes of all time. We are starting with the car that secretly kicked things off, the legendary 1963 Z06, and battling our way through every generation to crown the king. This is the story of the Corvettes that were practically race cars that you could buy off the showroom floor. The whole idea of a track-ready Corvette starts right here with the second generation, and it really begins with one man, Zora Arkus Duntov, the Corvette's legendary chief engineer and resident racing fanatic. While GM's top brass was trying to back away from motorsports, Duntov was secretly cooking up a special package for customers who wanted to go racing. The result was Regular Production Option, or RPO, Z06. First offered on the stunning 1963 Corvette Coupe, the Z06 wasn't just some stripes and badges, it was a total performance overhaul. For a steep $1,818, a massive price jump when a base coupe was about $4,252, you got a car truly built for the circuit. It included a 20% stiffer front sway bar, springs and shocks that were almost twice as stiff as standard, and an upgraded heavy-duty braking system with fin drums and internal fans for cooling. Under the hood was the mandatory 360 horsepower fuel-injected L84 327 small block V8. And for the truly serious endurance racers, you could tick the box for the infamous NO3 big tank option, a massive 36.5-gallon fuel tank that meant fewer pit stops. Only 199 of these Z06 models were built in 1963, making it one of the rarest and most important track Corvettes in history. It was a bold statement that laid the blueprint for every track-focused Vette that followed: power, handling, braking, and endurance, all from the factory. After the Z06 disappeared, the Corvette C3 generation had some big block brutes, but a true world-beating track monster didn't return until the C4. And when it came back, it didn't just knock on the door of the supercar club, it kicked it clean off the hinges. This was the ZR1, the king of the hill. By the late 80s, the C4 platform was already a huge leap forward, but the main event was the ZR1, which finally arrived for the 1990 model year. Its heart was the legendary LT5 engine, an all-aluminum 32-valve quad-cam V8 designed in partnership with Lotus. In a cool piece of trivia, Mercury Marine, known for building boat engines, was hired for the complex assembly. This exotic engine started at 375 horsepower and was later bumped to 405 horsepower in 1993. The ZR1 was more than just an engine though. It had an advanced electronically controlled suspension called FX3, enormous 315-section rear tires, and a unique wider body to fit its muscular stance. This wasn't just a muscle car, it was a precision tool. To prove it, Chevy took a stock ZR1 and set a bunch of endurance speed records, including averaging over 175 miles per hour for 24 hours straight. The C4 ZR1 put the world on notice. It was a technological powerhouse and the undisputed king of its time. If the C4 ZR1 was an exotic king with a price to match, the C5 Z06 was the people's champion. When Chevy brought back the Z06 name in 2001, it was on the lightest, most focused model. Built on the stiff fixed roof coupe body style, the C5 Z06 had one goal: dominate on a road course. And it absolutely did. The first C5 Z06s had a 385 horsepower LS6 engine, which was quickly upgraded to 405 horsepower. But this car's magic was in its balance. Chevy put it on a diet, using thinner glass, a titanium exhaust, and lighter wheels to shave every possible pound. The result was a car that was nimble, balanced, and incredibly connected to the driver. The C5 Z06 was a revelation. It quickly became known as a giant killer at track days, where owners could reliably challenge and beat cars costing 2 or 3 times as much. It offered a raw, analog driving experience that many feel is missing from today's tech-heavy supercars. Even now, the C5 Z06 is considered one of the best bang-for-your-buck track cars that you can buy. Its blend of affordability, reliability, and massive performance potential has made it a modern classic and the go-to choice for countless enthusiasts. It proved that world-class performance didn't need a supercar price tag. Speaking of classics, the C5 Z06 always sparks a debate. Is it the purest modern track Vette? Let me know what you think in the comments. And hey, if you're enjoying this trip through Corvette history, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. With the C6 generation, Chevrolet went all in, giving us not one but two legendary track weapons, the mighty Z06 and the return of the ZR1. First up was the Z06 in 2006, and it was a masterpiece of lightweight, naturally aspirated fury. It featured a unique aluminum frame, way lighter than the standard steel one, and under the carbon fiber fenders was the heart of the beast, the 7.0-liter 505 horsepower LS7 V8. This hand-built, dry-sump engine was a marvel of race-derived tech, with titanium connecting rods and a screaming 7,000 RPM redline. The C6 Z06 was a raw, visceral machine that many purists still call a high watermark for performance. But then in 2009, the Blue Devil arrived. The C6 ZR1 was the car that broke all the rules by putting a supercharger on a Corvette for the first time. The 6.2-liter LS9 V8 pumped out a mind-blowing 638 horsepower. This was the first production Corvette to officially smash the 200-mile-per-hour barrier. The ZR1 was also loaded with carbon ceramic brakes, magnetic ride control, and a cool polycarbonate window in its hood to show off the engine. If the Z06 was the sharp, agile scalpel, the ZR1 was the heavyweight hammer. Together, they were a brutal 1-2 punch that defined the peak of the front-engine Corvette era. With the C7, the line between a race car and a street car got incredibly blurry. This generation gave us a whole family of track-capable machines, but two really stand out, the Grand Sport and the beastly ZR1. In a funny twist, the Grand Sport became the enthusiast's choice for the most balanced track weapon. It brilliantly combined the naturally aspirated 460 horsepower LT1 engine with the Z06's wide body, suspension, giant brakes, and advanced aero. The result was a car with perfect balance, insane grip, and all the stopping power you could ever want. For many, the Grand Sport was the absolute sweet spot of the C7 lineup. And then there was the 2019 ZR1. If the C6 ZR1 was a monster, the C7 version was a kaiju. This was the absolute pinnacle of front-engine Corvette. Its supercharged LT5 engine unleashed a staggering 755 horsepower with an official top speed of 212 miles per hour. It featured a wild aero package, co-developed with the C7.R race team that included a huge adjustable rear wing generating nearly 1,000 pounds of downforce. This car didn't just cut through the air, it grabbed it and bent it to its will. The C7 ZR1 was a final thunderous mic drop for the front-engine platform. It was the most powerful production Corvette ever made at the time, a true apex predator. Then, everything changed. For the C8, the engine moved to the middle, and the Corvette instantly transformed from a world-class sports car into a true mid-engine supercar. The first track weapon out of the gate was the C8 Z06, and it completely rewrote the Corvette rulebook. Gone was the traditional pushrod V8, replaced by the LT6, a 5.5-liter flat-plane crank V8 that screams to an 8,600 RPM redline. It is the most powerful naturally aspirated production V8 in history, cranking out 670 horsepower. Developed alongside the C8.R race car, the Z06 is a precision tool for the track. With the optional Z07 package, which adds carbon fiber aero and massive carbon ceramic brakes, it has proven its mettle with an official Nürburgring lap time of just over 7 minutes and 11 seconds. But the king has officially arrived. The 2025 ZR1 takes the Z06's incredible engine and adds twin turbochargers to create the LT7. The result is an officially rated 1,064 horsepower, making it the most powerful V8 ever produced by an American manufacturer. It boasts a top speed of over 233 miles per hour and can launch from 0 to 60 in a blistering 2.3 seconds. And to top it all off, Chevy also unveiled the all-wheel drive hybrid ZR1X, which pairs that twin-turbo V8 with an electric motor for a combined 1,250 horsepower. The C8 generation isn't just another step, it's a revolution, creating a lineup of hypercars that can challenge anything on the planet. From Zora's secret backroom project in 1963 to the 1,000-horsepower mid-engine monsters of today, the mission has never really changed. Build a car that can dominate the track on Sunday and still get you to work on Monday. We have seen the raw purity of the C5 Z06, the naturally aspirated perfection of the C6 Z06, the sledgehammer force of the ZR1s, and now the mid-engine revolution of the C8. Each one stands on the shoulders of the last, pushing the limits of what a factory Corvette can be. They are more than just cars. They are a 70-plus year pursuit of track-bred excellence. So what's your take? What is your definitive ranking of the best track Corvettes? Drop your top 3 in the comments below. I want to see some serious debate. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next lap.